Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 5 of coloring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, where the last time we did the sky and that lovely castle, which was small. I mean, as a reference, I think I put a little sharpener on there, so that's how big it really was. And I think I also said that I was going to do that valley. I did go ahead and grab a few colors because I gotta move that. Right, now I've got assorted browns and beiges. So I have I think I'll mostly be using the Pablos on that because I did the rest with the Pablos as well. So I have the 401, the 403, the 404. Not sure why I grabbed this, but apparently I'm using the 045 as well. Probably want to use the 402, so that's like, these are all like runners up. And the 049, those are like more of the browns. So I'll just be using that light to dark mix and match. Now that little path, I think I'm gonna go mostly into the 491. Then I noticed there were some little bits of green, which I think is going to be the 018. There are some red bits, so that's going to be the, what is it, 065. And then we also have some blue over there, and blue, so I got two different blues, I think, which is the 155 and the 145. And I grabbed some grays, the 495 and the 006. So I'm not sure if we're going to use them all, but I figured I'll just grab a few to get started. Now, last time I tried to get everything like in the screen while I'm coloring, so it does look like I'm using this corner, but that's kind of like, you know, you want to use the reference a bit or not. No, I'm just gonna, this just looks, yeah, makes more sense. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, probably start by introducing some light beige. Kind of figure out where I want to really start. Now over here, this is like a weird, it kind of looks like it could be part of the sky or not, but over here, it's different. So that's one of those. And here it's clear that there's a tree, and that looks like it, that leafy stuff, but it just, I don't know, I'm just gonna have to see how I'm gonna fix that. I'm just gonna start by making it real light here, because that's what it is in the reference. So this is the 402. Kind of looks like it could be the tree, couldn't it? But then I'd have to, I'm gonna turn that part into part of the tree, because I do feel like there's like a blob at the bottom, blop, and another blob. So that's like, it looks like two on top of each other, which could be that. So I'm just gonna leave that. So that lighter area is just gonna be here, I think. I'm not gonna make this part of the tree. So I mean, it's mostly that path that I wanna focus on, I guess. Kind of stops over here-ish. So I'm just gonna probably use a sort of brown. I think I went for brownish beige on that. That was my plan. Considering that didn't become mountain after all, I'm just gonna try and see. I did make lines for that the last time, so just gonna go in lightly. So this is why I picked that very light cream. I think I went down on that because there's some lumps over there which I feel are those lumps. So I'm just gonna go for that. Because I just want to go for an indication of what I want and then see if I can kind of, well, go from there. So over here, there's this rock. I think that is that one. So basically that walk path kind of just goes like this, I think. I mean, I mentioned it in earlier videos that there's just a lot of drawing in this. I mean, it doesn't have to be. It kind of depends on what you want. Yeah. I mean, over here the path actually becomes kind of clear. I'll just go all the way down just for getting that feel of where that path is really going. And I'm not sure I'll actually be coloring this far down, but over here there's like a lumpiness going on, but if I go very light, then I get the idea. Kind of what I'm going for right now, the idea, so that it feels logical. I don't know. It's just that right here, I'm kind of debating whether I should. I'll just make it disappear right here. Sorta. Because over here it looks like those are just like plants, and these look like they are those plants. So I should just like that, I think. Now, here's where I'm gonna really go into those grays. Ooh, what happened to this? That's kind of interesting. Just a piece missing. Now, I have decided to not mention when I'm like sharpening things, because, well, that's kind of like a preference. I mean, depending on pressure where I need to sharpen, whoever is watching and maybe coloring along doesn't have a need for sharpening just yet. So I'm kind of debating whether it makes sense to kind of have both sides in the picture, because then you can also kind of see what I'm trying to use as a reference. And on the one hand, it does make that part where I'm coloring like a bit to the side, but I feel like it makes sense that you can just see what I'm focusing on. Also kind of noticed that my conversations just go all over the place, so I may have decided to, I don't know, maybe try not to talk too much, because I'm really trying to focus on the coloring and the talking at the same time. And I've been editing, spent the afternoon editing some previous videos, and I just feel like I went all over the place. Alright, so there's stuff going on. I think right here needs to be like, well, I went dark right there, so this is going to be like a little bit of a darker area. I mean, this is, I don't know what it is. I'm kind of hopeful that I get things done on this, because I feel like once that valley is done, it might actually start to come together slowly. A little bit, maybe frustrated that the lines are so off in that previous page. The lines seem to be more like that reference. I mean, again, we're not going to get it perfect, but for some reason we keep trying. All right, so right here, I already drew a little bit of a lumpiness. I'm just gonna, where is that? That's at that point. Can we still see what I'm pointing at? Because I really decided to sort of keep that in. Hoping that would make more sense. I'm just gonna connect this as well. And then just go very light, hoping that would make it easier to blend at some point. I still, of course, have my magic Q-tips. Because I feel like this area is gonna take a good amount of time. And there's some red. Yes, there's like a hill over here that I don't have. I feel. I'll just put it right here. It's just a little bit. I also feel like this might be too orangey, but I might just go very light on everything. I'm just gonna start putting pencils in different places because I moved everything a bit to that side. Kind of getting in my own way. All right, so then there's some green. Still feel like it's weird coloring over there, but all right, quickly have to sharpen it. I'll probably be trying to do that in a way that I can just remove that in editing. Because again, you know, we all need to sharpen our points at, well, different points. Or maybe while coloring your pencil broke, because, you know, that happens. There's a little something going on there, but, I don't know, I feel like it might be a very long video. Because, well, everything is kind of like hidden in the shadows. I mean, also notice that this picture is actually like it's bigger. I mean, you can see that right here, it's bigger, but the same goes at the bottom. But, I mean, I got these plants right here, this gotta be that. So, that is, I'm just gonna turn this into that. It's like somewhere in the back there's a little bit of orangey, though I do feel that this might be too red, but because I actually picked that one, but I mean the color is already on there, so probably should have gone for hazel, but by now there's no turning back. I mean, I could get that hazel at the ready, but all right, now there's some blue blobs. Those, I think I went for, what is this gray. Is that the blue jeans? So it's just, I figured that pre-selecting would be smart, but that's the blue jeans. I think this has got to be bluish gray, which I think I grabbed. Bluish gray, yes, well, good. Still agreeing with myself. That is a good thing. So that is right above that. Yeah, no, we're just gonna do a little bit of blue blobbiness. Well, that's an overly used word. I have used the word blob way too many times already. Alright, so I can't really tell if this is going to be part of green or... I mean, this is definitely those rocks. Can you still see what I'm pointing at? This is a bit of a tricky area, I think. I'm just going to do that, which I think is best if I do that with a lighter gray, just so that I kind of know where everything is. There's like a pointy thingy there, and yeah, I think it's right here. Kind of connects to that, yeah. Well, this is definitely gonna take a bit, but I do feel like if we get this part right, we might have it easier along the way. I'm going to that dark again. Which is maybe not the smartest thing to just keep your pencils there, but oh well. I guess it's also a good thing that I already started editing some of the other videos. Actually, as we speak, part 1 is online, so curious how it will do. Alright, there's like this pointy thing is not here at all. I mean, I could maybe draw it in. I mean, there's that blobby. This is that pointy one, isn't it? And then it goes down there. I feel like I already drew a bit of a line in. I'm just gonna sort of make that E. And so this is kind of more on that red side. So now I am definitely getting that lighter one, which isn't really sharp, but I normally, you would tell people to make sure that it's sharp, but well, I guess I sharpened it after all. It's just, you know, I will be editing that out again, so. I'm actually gonna get my other sharpener soon, so that should be good. I'm expecting it tomorrow, so we are in part 5, I think. I wrote down a 5. That's good. I wrote down 5 because I haven't been uploading much. I mean, just the first one is on, so. Alright, maybe I should just go to brown, or, well, umber. I think it was umber? It is umber. Just create the idea that it's some sort of rock. And that is 2 rocks. There's actually like a light part right there, so it's okay if it's a little bit darker over here. I feel like this might be one of the more complicated parts of the picture. But I also mentioned that in a previous one that I may not have picked the easiest one to color. So there's a lot of darkness going on here. That sounds ominous. There's a lot of darkness going on in this Disney coloring page. Also, actually, because part 1 is online right now, I actually watched it and I was like, you know, I'm really not that slow. It's just, I don't know, I don't want to get people frustrated, but like, you said you were going to color in chat and there's no coloring. I guess getting the page started is maybe the hardest part, because that's where you decide where you want to start, which I feel kind of sets the stage for the rest of the page. Alright, I feel like this is turning into something. I mean, I'm still fully aware that that castle is nothing like that one, but I don't feel like I could have done that. Now, over here is a bit of, it seems like there's a green wash going on. Now, I already have, what is this? The olive gray, which is this one. But I feel like I could add like the 249, the normal olive to that. just to kind of create that washy green feel, like it's, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know if it's making any sense. I mean, this is just a foggy area, so I feel challenged in multiple ways coloring this. But all right, so that seems like a foggy kind of green. Now all I have to do is figure out what that top coat is going to be out of the grays that I selected, and I feel like it could be that light beige. So I'm going to grab the beige and the light beige. This is just a pencil mess over here. It's so good that most of the mess is just off screen. So I was going to grab the beige and the light beige, and they still have a point, which is lovely. No, but I should be getting a new sharpener tomorrow, so that is good. Well, this is part 5, so part 6 I'll probably do today as well. So that means I'll get that new sharpener for part 7. Although that depends on how much fun I'm having. Because I have noticed that, you know, it's becoming more fun. I mean, I was so frustrated with the beams and everything, but now that they're done, you know, they did look good. Well, they turned out good. They did look good. They still look good. But that's just my humble opinion. Just, you know, I right now really believe that my end result is going to be okay. I usually believe that. That doesn't mean that, you know, while I'm getting there, I'm not running into all these insecurities and moments of extreme doubt. Because I am just like everyone else, I think. I mean, I've watched Kinkade videos. Because, you know, I kind of wanted to know how people did it myself, you know. Not to see how they did it so I can copy the color and chat. I mean, these books are so intricate. I doubt you can really copy anyone, even if you really tried. But, you know, I had things not going my way, and then I had to fix them. And sure, other people do that too. But generally speaking, the difference is that those are people that actually know what they're doing, or, well, are supposed to know what they're doing. And I actually counted my pages today. I'm not sure why, but I did. And is this the brownish base? I'm just going to see if I can really color and chat. But yeah, coloring pages were counted today. The ones I did with pencil. And I think, generally speaking, I only do like 1.5 a week. Although I do have to say that that included coloring pages that had a marker base, so those are done way quicker anyways. I mean, maybe I could have done that in this book, but considering I have alcohol markers, I wouldn't do that. All right, now is that just the path, or, because it seems, I don't know if you can even see the path, but I'll just make it like this-ish. And then I'm gonna need the suggestion of some sort of line going here. Just a bloppy kind of rocket. See, that does look more logical, I think. And just create a little bit of a shadow or something. I don't know. I don't feel so challenged by this page. There's like nothing over there. I mean, this is like, I don't know, is that the, I'm just gonna, I'll just make it look like this-ish. Does that look good on camera or whatever? This is, like I said, there is a lot of drawing in this page, and I'm not sure I like that, but it is what it is. I'll just put some green next to this. And then we have that path kind of with some green next to it. Makes sense for there to be grass. It's a foggy area. All right. Here we are. I already feel like I was talking about something and then I kind of stopped. Oh yeah, the amount of coloring pages. Yeah, because I think I counted like, well, roughly 50. Between 50 and, yeah, it's more like, I counted 30 something, but I know that I have some in books, and I just did like a quick check, so there's probably way more. But I do know that the ones that I did in books, that are still in books and therefore not on my pile. There's like indentations here from, is that from a previous page? Because it's going, yeah, that could very well be from that mountain. And then I actually have 2 pages behind it. I'm such an aggressive colorist. Well, okay. Let's just see. Now there's a tad of blue over there. Are we still seeing what I'm pointing at? But that's like, there is just, I'm just gonna add blue here because I feel like I can just add it. And there's such a difference between the reference and the lines here that, I don't know. I'll just have to get creative on my own a little bit. Which I was not exactly prepared for, but, well, here we are. It is what it is. So we'll just see how well I do. Hope it's well enough. I mean, if you're here to kind of get the idea of how to color a page, it would be nice if I figure it out. That way it was actually helpful. Which again, I'm trying to be, but... Which is why I counted my pages, because I really wanted to know, like, how many did I really do? And yeah, that came to 30 something, but that was excluding what I had in books. So I think it's, I don't know, maybe around 45 to 50. I'm not sure. But basically it comes down to like maybe 1.5 page a week. Where most of it was actually done sort of recently, because, well, I do have more time on my hands now. But yeah, I do think there's a difference between someone who's been, well, coloring 50 pages, and some of those are definitely not as detailed as this. So just big areas. I mean, that's different from what I'm doing now. A lot different. So I guess that requires a different technique. Or a different eye for detail. I think that's more accurate. I mean, over here you want like detail everywhere, And in those easier pages, I think it's just like you want to add some shadow left and right, and then you're done. All right, now back to that walkie path. I almost feel like if I just add that apricot, or maybe I should grab, I think the brown ochre would actually make sense. I'm just going to do that. Would actually be better to get it from my other set, from my polys, but because that one has like an almost match. I shouldn't I? But I'm not doing that. I'm just gonna see what I can do with this, just challenge myself a bit. I mean, it's just very lightly. I intend to go over that with that cream. I don't know how far we are gonna get, but I do feel like I should just add a little layer just to keep it all balanced-ish. Because over here is still like mountain stuff going on. Are we still in the frame, or what do we call it? What color is this? This is hazel. Yeah, I did grab that for some reason, but I don't remember why, so I'm just gonna put it away just to be safe. Now I got that cream because, you know, I might actually give me that oomph I'm looking for. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Well, look at that. That is what the path should look like. I think I feel. Yes, this is Eureka. We are getting somewhere. I mean, that is, I think, I know kind of what my style is. I just color it, and then in the end, I kind of try and find a color that brings it all together. Now, I am not too sure about that line, but looking at the screen, this is already kind of acceptable. Now, I still have this blue, but I'm not sure why I did that. Blue jeans, that is. All right. I mean, I must have grabbed it for a reason. Maybe to just give it a little wash. But I'll just do that over here. Just, why not? Gotta dare a little. All right. So there is a bit of green, like a lighter green. So that would be the olive gray, I think. It's such a foggy area. All right, so this is the beige. I think that would work. I'll just put my sheets over there just so I can see what the color is, rather than having to pull those swatches back into screen the whole time. I think, yeah, that beige is going to be just good over here. See what that does to that blue. I'm very interested. Ooh. It does ooh to the blue. Huh. Yeah, okay. And then probably the light beige to see if we can sort of get rid of that overload of green. I feel it looks kind of like a shady. It doesn't look too blobby, too neat even. I have that 045, and I'll just see if I can sort of add some shading to the blobbiness. Or definition, or whatever you want to call it. Just add some stuff to it. All right. Now, I think that left side is kind of tricky. I had that mouse screen. I think it was the 006. I'm so looking forward to my new sharpener. and new pencil extenders. I was talking about those in an earlier video. Because now I only have one. I mean, these pencils are still relatively new. So I can still just color with them, although this one got into an argument with my sharpener. Or well, that was more me. I just kept being stubborn. Like, no, I can do this. Actually did that whole not going centered thing. And instead of just stopping, you know, I kept trying to fix it with a sharpener that was apparently not okay. But this was the first pencil that it happened to. So I didn't really know that it could be the pencil sharpener rather than the pencil. So I actually thought it was the pencil that was doing it. Like maybe that it wasn't like centered, but you can't check that. Although with these brands, I do believe that they're probably always pretty much centered. Which you can, I guess, check from the side that you can see. Ooh. It's like I'm just sort of blopping in colors. I feel like it's more like adding the suggestion of color rather than coloring. It's a foggy area. How do you color fog? I mean, with paint, I guess it's just you paint it and then you sort of go over that with a lighter wash, or what would it be called? With your pencils, it's kind of like you have to start that wash right at the beginning. I'm just going to add a little bit of red, I think, because I do feel like, well, there could be something over here. It does kind of, I mean, you're probably not going to see that on the camera, but it just feels like there is something going on there. Again, this is the part where it's not a complete match, just could just be part of the tree. So I'll just do a little bit of green in there as well, because I've been doing that a lot so far. And then we can still take it both ways. And to the umber, there's just a lot of pencil switching and swapping going on. I really enjoy that though. I mean, it seems like it would be completely chaotic. But I mean, if you're here for part 5, then I don't know, part of me kind of hopes you've watched the other parts as well. And then you would already know that chaos is kind of my thing. And part of me thinks like, you know, we could change that, but it's just me. And I do want to try to do these color and chat / color along just as me, because long term that would just be simpler. I don't have to remember what kind of character I created to do this, because it was just me. Which might have some people worried, like, yeah, this is actually me. Emergency exits. Yeah, I already destroyed those. You're stuck here now. Wow. Usually I get to that weird kind of talk at the end of the video, but guess I'm just jumping into the weirdness early. Now I feel like the colors are already completely off, but I have mentioned that, you know, once it's off, you could better, I feel like it's better to just continue, because that way it does become like a hole. So where mine is way browner, but that's okay. It's just like it's different seasons or something. I mean, it does not explain the flowers, but I don't know, maybe that's a different zone. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't look off. just yet. I mean, we'll have to wait and see when we color everything else. But I do want to try and keep it a bit in the background. So I shouldn't give too much detail. I think it's got to be random bloppiness over here. It's like the word of this series. Is it a series? Coloring chat series? Should just, like, for the next page, just tell people, like, we're gonna play coloring bingo or something. There's just these words that keep coming back. Cannot help myself. And that could be because, you know, I didn't exactly grow up speaking English. It's not my first language, so maybe that's why I get stuck on words a bit more. But I might not be the only person doing it. All right, now I wanna do something there. Whoop. Did I just slap my camera for no apparent reason? The aggression is starting already. I do feel like I'm making progress. I mean, this is the point where I actually haven't checked my timer yet. And I feel good. But I mean, considering this looked like that, and now it kind of looks, well, it does look like it's a bit off in the distance, so that's good. Suggesting just keeping it vague and blobby is helping me. Although this kind of seems to not go anywhere, so I'm gonna have to get some dark color right here or whatever to explain where this blob is coming from, because now it seems like it's half floating. It seems more logical. It's kind of like it's a blob on that mountain. It's a mountain zid. What? Huh. Okay. Wow. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm almost 1 hour in already. This is great. Really? Well, this is not almost 1 hour. That's what I say. It's like, I will be cutting some things out. I had some whoopsies. Like, I actually went to sharpen a pencil, and for some reason, my sharpener ended up wherever in the room. So I will not have been keeping that in. That will definitely be removed. Because then you just hear me crawling in the background looking for my sharpener. Alright, should I just add more? I'm just gonna add blue now. I feel brave. I'm just gonna, because there is, I mean, that I decided is that, so we're kind of like just adding some blue. Why not? I'll just add some blobs later, because we are going for bloppiness. I don't even know what it is. It's like flowers, or I mean, that is maybe the beauty of it, but I have no idea why I grabbed that, and it's kind of like it just disappears. This, I'm just gonna go for that, and then I'm gonna grab that darker blue, 145, and create blobs, because we need blobs. Blob is a word that could be entered into color and chat bingo, I guess. She said blob again. The word thing probably has to go in there as well, or thingy. And I guess, oh yeah, that one too. And the word mess. Mess is overly used as well. Alright, now there's some blue here. I don't know, I'm just going to put that right here, because I feel like this is the spot. Alright, now it looks like it really makes no sense, but I did pick like the grays that were kind of on the blue side, so We're just gonna mix and mismatch them now. These blobs don't have to make sense on my side. Can't really tell what they are on that side either, so if my blobs look like weird blobs, then did I actually put this blob in that? Okay. I'm creating my own blobs. Wow. Should probably grab a darker gray again. And not push too hard, because this is definitely a dark gray. To create that illusion that one thing is in front of the other. This is a challenging bit, considering those lines they're not really matching. I do feel like I'm okay with just doing this part, and well, I did that already, because everything else is kind of like different colors anyways. And I want to kind of create sections that I can complete in one part of the coloring chat, but again, I also don't want to make a 5-hour coloring chat. So there's that dilemma. How am I balancing that out? All right. Now this looks, now I just created like a little cliff thing over there, but I'm good with that. This is my bloppy valley. Those lines just, they won't really allow me to make it the same as his bloppy valley, so different bloppy valleys. Ooh. Well, I am sort of pleasantly surprised by how this is going, although I do see that these, well, that, I think I could sort of add those two, so I'll just add a little color to that to remind myself. Do I want to do that? Is that like a, I mean, that is that, then that is that, this is that, well, okay, just that one. Kind of a tough corner right now, but it will be rewarding once it's finished. I mean, that actually turned out okay, so I'm just hoping for the best here as well. We will get there. I mean, I was actually worried about my beams that I did earlier as well. They turn out, well, pretty good, I think. Wasn't a disaster I was afraid it was going to turn into. Right, these were two different mountains. Let me just, because this was that bloppy thing, so I'm just going to create that bit of a shadow effect. I have no idea why this tree is casting a shadow there, but it is. It's a very dominant tree. Dominant trees, they create dominant tree blobs. What? Alright. I feel like I should just start adding like a little brown to make it look like everything else in the area. And then just go over that with my lighter color. Maybe add some green areas. And I find it really hard to really see what's going on in that reference picture because it's so background, you know, it's really pushed into the background, so it makes it a bit hard to determine what's really going on in a certain area. But I feel like it kind of looks more natural, I'd say. Just gonna add that green feel to it. I guess these are a bit mossy mountains or hills or whatever rocks, Rock Hill Mountains. These are the Rocky Hill Mountains. Yeah, it's coming together. I think it's. And then when I go over that with that cream, hopefully, that'll push it to the background and create a bit of an illusion of a fog. Now, I was gonna go for a light beige. It's funny because I actually grabbed that ash gray as well, and I haven't really used it. So just because of that, I'm gonna use that right here because this was actually a lighter area. There's no real reason to grab it. I keep thinking that, you know, I could do this a lot faster, but I'm not sure I can. Even if I did know what I was doing. Even if I did have years of experience. But I guess that's what I'm okay with. And watching someone who has like a decade of experience struggle when you yourself have been coloring for, well, way less than a decade. So maybe like a year or a year and a half like I have. I don't know, it might be more relatable. I mean, I'll get there sometime. But me getting there, well, I guess you can watch that on my YouTube. Watch the struggle. Because that's kind of what I had in mind, you know, just to share that journey. Because I had comments, people asking me how I color, because apparently I must be very confident of the things that I do. Well, I am not confident. I'm constantly doubting myself. I mean, somewhere in the back of my head, I do know. Or is it back of my mind? Well, somewhere, subconsciously, I do know that in the end it will probably turn out okay. I mean, that first page, that turned out okay. It's just me getting there is a complete struggle. I mean, I'll get there. It's just, there's probably easier ways to do it, which I usually think of when I'm done. Then I finally pick the right colors and I'm like, wow, if I just done it that and that way, then would have been way easier. I'm just gonna have to see if I want to continue straight away or just make it a short one, because I'm almost at an hour. I mean, this is the point where I feel like if I start adding like an entire plan for something else, then we're gonna be here forever. And I did say that, you know, in this video I wanted to do, well, that valley, the foggy part. I mean, that I did. I mean, this is just different colors. So I might just make this a shorter one so that in the next one, you know, I can spend more time. And I could just do the left side and the right side. But for now, I do feel like if I'm gonna start coloring something new, that I'll be kind of stuck there. And that will take like another hour. Probably should have selected colors for the green, but for the tree, not the green. But I guess a little short color and chat would be good too. I do feel like this one actually went kind of fast. Time-wise, it's probably similar to the previous ones, but I do feel like keeping it short might actually be a good thing. Now, I guess what I could do, since we're here, is maybe start adding a little bit of a, well, suggestive color, but there's like more than one going on there, so I could do these, but again, these are different colors. I can already see that. So yeah, I think, right, so that is that one, and then we had, yeah, that one is part of it as well. I mean, even though the line kind of stops, I'll just add a line. There you are, line added. Because otherwise it really doesn't fit. And then we're going into a random beige. What is this? Beige. That is not random. That is just beige beige. But that's good. That is okay. We were going for randomness. They are rocks, so rocks can look random. And I'm gonna do this one with the ash gray. See, and then this all kind of looks like it belongs. I do feel like that one in the back needs a little bit. So yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a shorter version. So that might just be a heads up for the next one, that it might be longer. But yeah, I think for now, I mean, it's such a small area, but it did turn out good, didn't it? Let me just check the camera. Yeah, it did turn out okay. It's a little too blue over there, so I'm just gonna use this time to fix things a little bit. All right, if it's too blue, then I'm probably gonna go over that with again, a beige. Where's my camera? What are you doing, Dodo? I mean, there should be blue, but not this much. Maybe just adding a little bit of brown to this one. Yeah, that makes it look better. Kind of makes me feel like I should do it to the surrounding parts as well. But yeah, I think for the next part, I'll just be focusing on the greens here. Because for now, I mean, this looks good. So I can push myself to then quickly color something else, but I don't know. This seems a bit on the light side. Like I just at the suggestion of brown, because I kind of did that all over the place. So if this has that same suggestive brown, I feel like I should make a little bit of a shadowy here. No idea why, but I like a bit of a more defined line next to that path. Right, for the next part, I'm thinking I would just do that part because it looks a bit, yeah, it's bloppy. So it's, once again, it's like a big area where there's a lot going on, but I can't see it. So what I could do is add a little bit of that now, because I have a lot of time on my hands now. I mean, that's the hazel, and it has a good point, and like right at the top, you can kind of see it. So maybe I could just, where is it going? I mean, I decided apparently with the sky that there is no sky here, so might have to actually see if I can sort of add that sky color in there, which I went over with, I'm really hoping it was the 241, but here we go. Let's just do it. This probably was something else. Okay. No, it wasn't too far one. Alright. And then that suggestive orange sort of up till here. And then it kind of goes up, but it does this way. Kind of like, I'll just make it a bit of a ruffly line. Kind of disappears into the tree, doesn't it? Alright, so we make that suggestive. There's like green over there. I'm just going to grab this green because it feels like it should be, kind of, actually goes down way a bit. Is it like here, or is it till down there? Yeah, I'll just go up a bit. There's like a orange, like this swirly thing. I'm just gonna, this has got to be that one, so I'm just gonna put that swirly orange kind of. And again, this is, I will not be coloring the entire thing, not right now, I think, but, you know, considering I have a little bit of time, I'm just gonna sort of add those suggestive lines, areas. And then there is a little bit more of orange going on right here in blobs, orange blobs. Why is it always blobs? Is that because we were playing Color and Chat Bingo? Like, bloppiness, I'll just say just circles. Why not? And then all that green, which, I mean, this could be that. So then there's just like random green stuff going on here. Sort of. Well, that looks messy, which is good. Yeah, we created that suggestion of things going on. I mean, this, I will definitely get into later, but at least now I feel like for the next part, you know, we can dive straight in, I think, because, I mean, it is still a foggy area, but it's just so different that this is going to take so much time that, yeah, I'm just going to do that in the next part. But at least we did that. You know, we did some pre-work on that. So I guess we'll be using pretty much the same colors, except for that 154 and the other, the 155. I mean, I don't need the blues. Everything else that I used on that, it's probably gonna somehow maybe end up in there. So, I mean, for me, I'm just gonna lay them out. For everyone else, I'd say just write them down, because I might actually forget to mention them. Because, you know, I just dive straight into the coloring. So yeah, I think, you know, for now, this is kind of okay. It makes it a lot shorter video, but I do think that we got something done today. Oh, looks good, doesn't it? Let me just get up again, check camera. Just move the light. Just totally ended up disassembling, but you know. Alright, well, I do feel like, I mean, it just looks good enough, I think. I suppose I could just fiddle with it a lot more, but for right now, I mean, it's starting to look like something, huh? I was kind of hoping that, you know, picking this area and just going down for a bit, that would sort of bring it all together, and I feel like it's doing just that, although this kind of looks weird right now, but that looked weird at the beginning too, and I do feel like it looks, I mean, it's not as foggy as this part. Now, you know, I did do that fading, and I could do that again with the background, but I just feel like I might be taking a bit of a risk because it does look good. I mean, it's bright and colorful, but I don't know. I'm good with it. Because I have been struggling to actually pick the right colors, and I already felt like the colors were a bit off. So, you know, I got it as good as I could. I was actually worried about that little path leading up to that castle. But I feel that looks good too. Maybe a bit too bright, but I can always go back in later. I mean, I will be working on this in the next part, so I might just jump into that a little bit more, but for now I think I did good. For the next time, definitely that, because otherwise we just did that bloppiness for absolutely no reason. I might not be getting into the flowers though, because there's still a lot going on at the back, but I do feel like once this is done, the hard part, well, the hardest part is over, because I'm not going to be saying that everything else is going to be easy. But I feel like, you know, this was definitely not the easiest corner to start in. But I am actually looking forward to all those flowers, you know, bringing in the real color. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm going to get done on the page for now. So the next one is going to be that, and that, you know, just working my way down before I get to that tree. That is really all there is to say about this page for now. So if you liked the video, please click that like button. Much appreciated. And you know, if you want to keep up to date with when these are gonna pop up on my channel or future ones, because you know, I don't know when you are watching this. Real time, I might already be done with this page for months, but still have a lot of pictures to do. Still a lot of pages. So do turn on your notifications so you know when the next part of this one is coming up, or the next part of whatever page I'm on when you are watching this, because I might be on maybe the final page, who knows? Or maybe I would have burned the book because I got sad. Probably not. A very long story short, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And, you know, feel free to leave a comment. Just, you know, be gentle. And, well, I hope to see you back for the next part. So for now, thanks for watching, and have a good one.